So this right here in front of me, which I'm about to unbox, is the Xiaomi Mi Band 2. So it's their new one now that now has a screen on it, because the Mi Band 1 and the 1S, the first two models, they didn't have a screen on it at all, which was a feature that a lot of people were asking for. Like, hey, you can't even see the time, you can't even see how many steps. Well, they've changed that now. This one has a 0.4 inch little screen on there now that will give you some updates. So the box, you can see, quite plain, the typical boxes that they use for Xiaomi products, and just the Mi logo there on the front. So I got this one here from geekbuying.com, and didn't take that long at all actually to arrive, which surprised me. Got here sooner than I thought. So let's have a look at it. Finally got it open. That box is really hard to actually open up. So there we go. There's the little Mi Band 2 there. You can see a little button now. So we have at least one button there to cycle through the various functions on it. And there should be the strap. Here's the strap now, which is a softer kind of rubber material versus the first one. And there is just a simple little clip in there for the band. So that just slides through and adjusts to your wrist. Now, if you've got really thick wrists, I'm just looking at the size of that now. My wrists aren't that thick, but that actually isn't that wide at all. So maybe more built for the Chinese market. So if you're someone that's got enormous wrists, then you're going to have trouble probably fitting this on. So it's just nicely housed in there. So I can already see that that's the heartbeat sensor there. As you can see, the lights coming on there, little LEDs. I don't know if you can pick that up. It should be shown on the camera there. So tiny little thing there. So there we have, at least it's showing the time. And we just need to now just push that into the strap. And it should sit hopefully in there nicely. So when you charge it, obviously you've got to push it out of the strap and then put it in there. Speaking of charging, or just have a look at that. So that is now in there within the band, fits in there quite nicely. There's no way, I don't think that that's going to actually be able to just fall out. So let's have a look here now. What else we have in the box? So there is the charger there. So, well, should I say the cable to charge it. So all you need to do is just stop that, plug that in, and connect it up to any USB charger, and that will be able to charge it up. So battery life for this is supposed to be 20 days now. That is actually less than the first models. The first models had, I think it was about 30 days of standby battery life. We're talking about standby battery life here. So we're obviously going to need the app to go through. You can see there's the steps, how many steps I've taken. Heart rate, obviously nothing yet because I haven't put it on. I'll quickly do so now. So even with my relatively tiny wrists, that's still about only about 3 or 4 holes up there. So that's going to sit on there now. Hopefully, will it start to measure my heart rate? No, not yet, but it is detecting it. You can see there. So the time, steps, heart rate. It will also show if you have a call, but you can't answer calls with it. It'll just come up saying that there's a call. There's also a vibrate function too, so it can wake you up if you're sleeping. So have a look now at my Mi Max, which I have with me. There we go. My heart rate has just popped up, and it did actually do a tiny little vibrate then. So try now to sync it up with my Mi Fit app that I downloaded. So I think in order to do that, just need to go through the profile, add a device. Should be able to detect it, Mi Band. And I'm hoping it has Mi Band 2 support. Don't see why not. Searching for it now. Alright, so it paired up and it did a little vibration just to confirm that it had paired up, and you can see now it has synced the time in because it is actually, at the time of recording this, 6:32. It's just telling me now that I have 64% remaining battery, and there's a few other little features there that you can go through. So sleep assist, helps sleep analysis, reduces battery life, the firmware version, and find band as well. Searching for it. So it's just doing, it just doesn't vibrate then. So obviously if you leave it somewhere, maybe you can feel it vibrating. Mi Band display settings. So you've got time, steps, distance, calories, heart rate, remaining battery. are the options that we have there. So I've just noticed too that if you flick over your wrist, it'll show the time, which is a handy little feature there. And so what you select along here will actually control what you cycle through on with the one button that it has on there. So now if I go through this, it's going to show me the time, distance, heart rate, battery life, and back to the time. So that is these options I've selected. So if I go along here now and for example, I only want to see steps, distance, and that is it. With the time is always there. Change that now. The button's only going to allow me to see the time and the steps and the distance, just how I want it. So you can customize a little bit. That is not too bad at all to be able to do that on such a relatively cheap device. So there are a couple other features here that the application has, and you can have incoming calls to be alerted. The phone will then send a signal to the Mi Band 2 to vibrate, so it'll tell you there's a call coming. You can also set alarms, so it will vibrate now to have an alarm every day that you can set up, which is a handy little thing. So you can get the Mi Band 2 to wake you up. App access, sit alert, so if you're sitting around for too long being a lazy bum, well, it'll vibrate and tell you, hey, you've been sitting on your ass for 3 hours or something, to get up and move around. Third-party access there, so you can sync it with Google Fit, for example. So when you go to charge it, just going to have to pull it out. It's quite easy to do, and then that clips in just like that, and you plug that in for charging. So quite easy there. Build quality overall, I'm typical. Actually, Xiaomi build quality doesn't seem to be too bad at all. Very good, well finished. Can't see any build issues with this. Doesn't seem that bad at all. And the strap definitely feels quite solid there. I'm pulling on that, and the way it clips through with that clip in there. So if you're running through bushes or anything like that, measuring your distance, your heart rate, and your steps and everything, and you snag it on a tree or something, I don't imagine that it's going to be able to come off that easily with this metal pin that it has through there. And just the way the strap feels, definitely very solid. So not bad at all. So that is the Mi Band 2. Thank you for watching this video. I hopefully see you back in the channel with more unboxings and reviews of tech from China. Bye for now.